been working, I think now close to a week and a half, probably about a month. After he's finished, then you'll be there. At this time, we're gonna have a financial statement by the accountant.
First thing we usually go over is the bills over $1,000. First one is fabric clean for chemicals for $1,150.52. Faulkner Pipe Company for $1,951.24. Pine Bluff Sand and Gravel Asphalt $1,310.59. Scott Petroleum Corporation for the fuel, $2,886.18. McClellan Lab Company for the testing, $2,722. Abbott Supply Company for repairs on the well at the city shop, it's $2,808.23. Mid-South was repaired for a blower at the sewer plant, it was $1,348.20. Gallagher Risk Management for insurance for 2015 is $44,955. Chico County Treasurer for the runoff election was $7,035.60. Tupelo County for the bookkeeping service is $1,908. Get rid of it for garbage. The commercial garbage is $6,926. And get rid of it for the residential garbage is $15,067 for a total of $90,068.76.
Now, the runoff election, were we the only one who had runoff election?
You know, I think so. I'm not sure. I think it's Chico County where we do.
So we would have to bear the brunt of the whole election.
The state may recover that for the city in the form of restitution if there's a disposition in that case. They normally will.
All right. Good report from the accountant. Any more questions? All right. Could I receive a motion to approve?
So that was not the financial, that was on the bills over $1,000. Yeah, I haven't done the financial.
Oh, okay.
Bills over $1,000.
Okay.
You can pull out your financial statements for the month of December. The first one is your general funds. For the month of December, the general funds took in $110,247.48. Over page 3, you'll see that the total operating expenses for the general fund is $147,851.30, which left a net loss for the month of December for $37,603.82. I'd like to say that 20,000 of that was the city's portion of the new fire station. So we had to put 20,000 down for upfront cost on that. The other 16,000 of that, the last payroll of the month fell, is going to be on January 1st of 15. So Keisha and I elected to backdate it to December 31st, but they were going to be gone those 3 days. So 16,000 of that is actually the next January 1st payroll. And that makes up 37,000. funds. This is the next fund back. Street funds took in $20,890.36. We had operating expenses of $17,222.21. For a net income of $3,668.15 for the month. The next one is your water funds. Water funds took in $17,147.39. It incurred operating expenses of $20,713.30 for a net loss of $3,565. It had a monthly depreciation expense of $4,026, which left a total net loss for the month of $7,592.50.
So in actuality, the loss was what?
Before depreciation was $3,565.09. Before depreciation. Sewer funds, the next funds. Sewer funds took in $47,132.09. Incurred operating expenses of $38,574.70. For an operating income of $8,557.39. We incurred monthly depreciation of $7,027.75. So a net income for the month of $1,529.64.
Any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, Mark, once that sewer plant is paid off, that won't show in monthly income, it will just reflect in the general fund at the end of the year.
That's in your sewer fund.
I mean, in
Now,
sewer.
the sewer fund pays $12,899.38 a month. The bond issue is scheduled to pay out in March of 15th this year. So that $12,800 will cease beginning April.
So that will be in the pot.
Well, we'll have to pull the bond issue and see if we're gonna have to adjust the rates. I don't know if they want the rates to go back down, what the NCA will do.
But they have a last say.
The sewer plant will be paid, that, the big note bond issue will be paid for.
But still not our money to do it.
Financial report.
So move.
Anyone else to approve all of them at the same time? All three of them? Minutes? I approve that the bills are for $1,000 in the financial.
Second.
Moving proper second, all those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Thank y'all.
Well, I guess it's my time. I have a report here for you. Some of you may like it, some of you may not like it. First, I'd like to say that this is to the entire community. You hear a lot of rumors and a lot of talk. I am here to serve the people here. And I want you to know that. I am not here to create problems, I'm here to solve problems. So I want you to be abreast of that. Well, I make it might as well get started. First of all, I'd like to say this, that I have appointed an advisory committee to the mayor. And the committee will consist of Don Glover, chairman, Lester Pinker's vice chairman, Lynette Grip, secretary, Henry Phillips, the member, and then Roosevelt Barnes, the governor. Now, I will meet with these individuals anytime they want to meet with me. The scheduled meeting is going to be every 3 months. I have already met Judge Glover 2 times. All right? Now, what I have here is my appointment for my administration. Number 1, I have decided to keep the police chief. Talked. I told him what I expect out of his department. And that's what I expect. The other is that maintenance supervisor, Spiral Holloman, and all the city workers with that on the streets, water, whatever, we report to him. Next is the accountant. After talking to Mark, first question I asked him, have you had any findings since you've been on your job? And he told me no. And that's the key word to me. So I have decided to keep Mark on as the accountant. Zoning committee. That will stay as chairman. However, I'm replacing Lou Thomas with Charleston Henry. Now, this young man here, while we both was campaigning for the same office, he ran a clean and honorable campaign. And it meant a lot to me. So what I'm about to do is take him under my wing and train him so he can do his duty in the future. Lucan Hargrave will be my liaison between the police department and the nursing home and other special projects that I deem necessary. You will be working with me. Now the last is that I have decided that my city attorney will be the next city attorney for Dermott. I have to have someone that I can depend on and trust.
Your personal city attorney?
No, not my city attorney. I said
Your
city
personal attorney?
Yeah. Oh, now wait a minute now, this comes straight, and I'm telling you, the judge and I sat down and talked about it, and he recommended it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't have a problem with the city attorney, this is my thing.
Yeah.
Your personal attorney, you want him for the city attorney?
City attorney.
Excuse me, I got back.
Keep on, y'all. Where did you see that
That's
at?
not your,
Let me see it.
We have an ordinance to that effect in the city of Dermott. It's a council's call, it's not the mayor's.
I've been in communication with the municipal league, and that's one thing that you don't have the power to do. The city council put it in the city council.
No, I have the power to appoint, it had to be approved by you. And I read that too.
The council's call, you
can't do that.
We want to get executive session.
may advise the mayor contract with professional services not subject to executive session.
I said I was going to do this in executive session. See, now that's your problem now. You're not running nothing. You're not Hi. Now, if you wanted to be mayor, you should have put your name on the ballot.
And then Mayor,
I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to give my report. Now, we'll go into that later.
I was going to say, we have a tradition here in Dermott of being civil. And I intend to be professional. I'm not going to argue, I'm going to express an opinion.
Okay.
Mr. Robinson is right. You're exceeding your authority, and that is my role as city attorney.
Well, I want to see that. And you got the ordinance there, Tony? Do you have the ordinance?
I got the whole book.
I ain't asked you about no whole book. I asked you, do you have the ordinance?
I'm gonna let you do what you wanna do.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
Yeah, because now, do you have the ordinance? Because he told me there was an ordinance that said I couldn't remove him as the city
Well, I
attorney.
said to you-
I want to see that ordinance.
Well, I said you were, in this book, it said that that's not one of the people that you can replace. It said that fire chief, police chief, and other people that subject to your supervision of people that you can replace. He was not one of them.
Okay.
Not just him in this. That's council.
But now who appoint, oh,
That's council stuff.
yeah.
Now, you can recommend it to the council, I'm the recommendation.
Okay.
You can't do that, Joe. You ain't gonna let him do that.
That's what I'm gonna recommend. That's what I'm gonna recommend. You wanna vote on it now? That's what I thought. Well, if you wanna vote now, we can vote on it executive session.
I think we discussed it before we voted. I'm in disagreement.
That's what we need to discuss, but I wanna know exactly what can be done by whom. That way, I think if everything is laid out, we need to know for sure what can be done.
We're not just going on with anything, we need to do a proper form.
You would have just suggested that.
Excuse me.
Y'all need to have a change of order on this agenda. The agenda's out of order if you go into executive session. The agenda's out of order.
order.
You need to have a change of the agenda before you go back there.
Let's change it then. Let's have a motion to change the agenda. Can I get it? Move in proper second, all those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Let's go.
I just want to make sure.
Judge Glover.
Judge Glover. I just want to make sure the TJ is fed. I've been through the swear. I've been trying to be a Bible. I'm gonna catch a smoke break. I ain't gonna ask. Let's get this right here.
All right, we can come back to order. We didn't even take a vote. Councilman told me that we're gonna have to start the healing process, and it should start with me.
Amen.
Stand there, stand. Start the healing process, and I mean this for everybody in this town, black, white, whatever. We here to move this town, and I got a good council. And so they persuaded me to keep the city attorney.
Right up. Way to work together. There you go.
You like it?
Now, through with the appointments, I want to move on to grant writing. Now, in order to move the city, bring it back, we'll have to have plenty of grants. We don't have the money to do it ourselves. So we're going to have to rely on grants to revitalize this town. Now, I have asked, and I meet with Angela Courtney tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Angela, I've been knowing for a long time. She lives right out in Cali now. A professional grant writer. She went to Washington and served 8 years with Bill Clinton. So I'm gonna try to persuade her and make a contract with us to do our grant writing. Now, 2 years ago, I was in a meeting with the Secretary of Agriculture. In his keynote address, he said one of his priorities was to revitalize small cities. So now when the Gibbs come in sometime next week or week after that to discuss the fire station, I'm gonna get with her and see what she thinks about what we can put in that grant to revitalize this town. I'm hoping that one of the things would be to get us a grocery store.
Yeah.
So when she come in, we're gonna do that. And then if I can't get the response I want from her, then I'm going to Little Rock in the state office. Talk to Lawrence McCullough. And try to talk to him about the same thing. Now, grocery store is #1 priority.
Right.
Now, I have some people, and this is gonna be my last resort. They wanna try to form a group to get a grocery store finance. And then there are some block grants from USDA that would do that. But like I said, my first priority is to do a grant to revitalize this town. And that's grocery store, housing, roads, everything of that nature. If they let us get $5 or $6 million, yeah, and clean up. I'm gonna touch on clean up in a minute.
Thank you.
That's probably I'm gonna make a few enemies in here tonight. All right, now, we have drainage problems. I have already instructed Spire to look for a track hole. A track hole that will dig our ditches out. But going further than that, I intend to go to the Southeast District, Economic Development District, try to get a grant to do that. I'm also, and I know this Arkansas Economic Development Commission, they give out money to do that. I've seen them give out grants to replace every drainage driveway, put new pipes in. Track hole was out there digging out the ditches, and they had the where the water could fall a certain way. So we're gonna try to do that. Now, housing. The housing is the immediate problem for us because people don't have any place to stay. They call City Hall all the time, asking where they can find a place. Now, it's my understanding that the prison is put in for 400 beds. Now, when you go to work every day, you see all the cars parked on it. Okay, those are people that from Mississippi working here. And I was told that if they could find a place to stay, they would stay here. So I am going to try to find some money for moderate people that want a house for moderate income, you know, $600 or $700 a month, probably less. I wanna do affordable housing for people that can't spend that much money. And then I want a multiple dwelling. We need another multiple dwelling. People been talking about we don't have the land. But now, when the city get these projects, those of you that do have the land, I know you heard of eminent domain.
Domain all man.
Okay, so now, I'm gonna be going to the Arkansas Department of Finance Authority. I'm gonna do the USDA Rural Development Housing, the Arkansas and Community Development Corporation up in Fargo, which I will be up there on the 23rd. All right, so I'm gonna be talking, you know, they built in Mariana when they had the stimulus money. They built like 35 units. 35. That's the kind of project we need here. Now see, I'm going to talk to the Southern Baptist, not Southern Baptist, but the consolidated, what's in this district right here?
Arkansas Regular Baptist.
Arkansas Regular Baptist?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, they got a big 40 acres out there. And that would be a good place.
Old Morris people say.
Old Morris Pickle side. So, I'm gonna go up and talk to them. Now, he is one that I know probably gonna get a little flack from, but it's gonna be necessary. So I'm gonna start this section off by a letter that came to me today from Lon C. Crockett. Anybody know Lon Crockett?
Yes.
It says here, congratulations on your recent election as mayor of Dermott. I was home recently for a funeral and could not believe the condition of the place I once called home. You understand what I'm saying? So now, I'm gonna ask you this. I want you to invest in your good lawnmower. Those of you that don't have one. Because what is going to be happening is that the code enforcer is going to be out. Okay? Now, I am hiring, I aspire to hire a full-time dozer person. And that dozer person is going to be cleaning up those spots where we have all of this brush and so forth. He's also going to dozer down the houses that we have. Now, here is the process. He's going to ask you to take care of it yourself. But if you, I'm talking. Look like my nephew back there. Now, we're going to ask you to take care of these things yourself. And if you decided not to, then you can have us do it. Then if you don't want to do that, we're going to go down and tear it up anyway. And then we're going to put it on your water bill so you can pay it off by the month. That's right. So now you better get ready because this town is going to be clean. And I'm going to tell you this. In my other job as chairman of the board of Arkansas Human Development Corporation, I traveled this whole state. At first, Hughes was the worst looking town I ever seen. And then several years later, Dermott and beat them. You don't see all of them break. You don't see the ditches all blowed up with weeds. Those spiral is plenty around us. So when we get it down to the spot we want it, then you kill it every time. Okay? I've also asked him to contact the prisoners, the warden, and have them to come in every time they get a chance to do some cleaning up. Now, all of the vacant cars, it's not running. Park at your house. You got the option. You can get them running if you want. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna deny you that. But you can come up here and say, well, I can't move that car. Will the city do it for us? We'll move it. You can take it to be crushed and we keep the receipt.
Makes sense.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Now, all of the vacant trailers. You got it. Fix them up. And if you don't fix them up, then they're gonna have to come down. Got trailers all over town. With nobody in them. Just sitting. All right? Now, the other big complaint, they called in from, I think this complaint came in from Cincinnati, Ohio. And it was concerned about the farm equipment. Now, one or two things can happen. You can put your equipment all together, not scattered all over the place, and then you can build an 8-foot fence around it, so we can't see over. You understand what I'm saying? You can build an 8-foot fence around it. I give you that. We'll give you that option. But now let's take care of business. Because I'm gonna be all about business. I'm telling you that now. I didn't run for this office to sit down. I ran for this office to help this community. Now, another thing I want to tell you. My office, there every day if I'm not out of town, come back and talk. There's something you want to say. Now, don't bring me nothing crazy. Don't bring me nothing crazy. See, make it a valid point and not something that you want to come in there and run your mouth about. I'll be there. Just come in and talk to me. I got an open door policy. You just come in and talk to me. Now, before I get to this last one here, I want to tell you a few things about rumors too. So many rumors going on. I've never seen people with so many rumors. And I mean, they can say this and act like they were there looking. Now y'all need to stop this. I ain't saying this you all, I'm talking about the town. You need to stop. And that's when I said, anything you want to know about the city, you can come ask me. You don't be rumouring about this and rumouring about that. Just come ask me. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm a grown man. I ain't got no business to lie to you. And I learned the difference between right and wrong a long time ago. Now, I ain't no say that I don't do right all the time. But I want you to know that if I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. I ain't gonna pretend that it's a right thing. All right? Now, after we clean up this place, we're gonna have a lot of green spots. lot of green spots. So now, this is what's gonna happen. Ms. Stevenson has a farm program that she's trying to implement. Ernie Jones called me and said that he had a farm program that he wanted to implement. Walter Jordan has a farm program that he wanted to implement. Reverend Branch out of Watson and myself, we have a farm plan that we want to implement. So a lot of farm programs. So now, we got, especially in the program that I'm dealing with, we got about 17 farmers that want to grow vegetables on like 10 acres. You make a lot of money off of 10 acres of vegetables. All right? Now the one Walter now, you got hoop houses, don't you?
Yes, it's
Okay.
good process.
Okay, hoop houses in the process. Walter Jordan, he wanna get farmers to farm the vacant lots that we have here. And after we get it cleaned up, there's gonna be a lot of them. Okay? The city gonna provide water at a reasonable cost. All of this is leading to this. Reverend Branch and I, the first thing we're gonna try to get is a processing spot. Where you can bring your vegetables in, we can wash it, put them in their crates or bag them, and then some folks out of, let's see, trying to get a contract with Walmart to supply them. We ain't got the farmer's market. And we also gonna wanna put out on the highway vegetables down there. You can make a lot of money out there. So we wanna have a place for the farmers to be able to sell their merchandise. And then ultimately what we're looking for is a grant to put up a cannery. So we can those vegetables that are left over. Which I think is a real good situation. Provide a whole lot of art. Make you a little money. Matter of fact, I may want to pick some myself. You know, I was out there on the farm. I used to have a farm. I farmed for 5 years. All right. Now, all that said and done, I just like to say this, is that being the mayor of this town is not a part-time job. It's not a part-time job. That's what Floyd did. A part-time job. You have every day at 12. I think that's the way he wanted it to be, or whatever, but it was a part-time job. But now, I'm asking the city council, upgrade the mayor's position to a full-time job. Full-time job. Because if I get on a trip, well, I've been here 8 and 9 hours every day already. I'm only gonna get paid for 4 this time. But it's a full-time job. Now you just look around. Eat. Good. Food door. Everybody is full-time. All right? Now, we ready for comment? Yes, sir.
Good evening, and once again, congratulations to you, Mr. Mayor, and those new people on the council. Congratulations to you, and we're expecting good and great things from this new council in this new year. But just a couple of things that I heard you mention I'd like to ask you about. One of them is the code enforcer and the things you're planning on doing for the community. And in those codes, would one of those codes be the code for nuisance? And would this code enforcer be enforcing all codes on all industry and business as well as the citizens in the community.
What you mean nuisance?
There's a nuisance law, a nuisance code that covers environmental pollution issues. We've been having problems with this code being enforced. And now being not enforced.
Yeah.
But so, since you mentioned the code enforcement and all the things they will be doing, we're one of those things that he does is enforce all codes existing on the books, including your nuisance code.
For everybody.
This is for business, industry, and you say you're going to be everywhere monitoring everything. Will you be monitoring business? And will you be prepared to address issues concerning industry such as fire hazards, fire preparedness for industry, and the dangers and the community pollution from industries, this part of this code? And since you're going to be enforcing partial code, we need you to enforce all codes, and this is for the county.
Okay. Well, I'll just be perfectly frank with you. I don't know all of these codes. I just got here. Code enforcement.
Yes, sir.
You know what he's talking about?
Yes, sir. I know what you're talking about.
You want to answer?
Now, to your standpoint about that situation over there, I hadn't seen no ordinance on that. There's a lot of them in there, but I will check.
It's called nuisance law. Nuisance law.
What is that one? Anybody know?
He's talking about that.
Explain that to me.
It's an environmental issue. Anything for the citizens to do. The citizens need to band together and bring a collective suit against them that's putting all that lint and pus and stuff over there on.
But see, that's with the industry and the citizens of the community that are being affected. But I'm referring to the code and the law that's been enforced by this city, not being enforced by the city, but that was put in play by this city and is on your code book. I can get that number for you, no problem. We got copies of it. We addressed it here in this council before. But I'm talking about the nuisance law that the city is responsible for and that the city is not enforcing by letting industry come in that does pollution and back away from it, say they have no control, nothing to say about any pollution that's coming out in the citizens of the city. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the environmental
I've explained this a couple of times.
No, we don't have to go to court.
Hey, come on now.
It's an unfortunate situation. When we passed the zoning ordinance in 1980, I told them then that a prohibition against excessive dust has no standards. The provision is void for vagueness under the Constitution. It's like putting up a speeding sign that says, "Don't go too fast." It says no excessive dust, but there's no standard for measuring what excessive dust is, and I know you got it.
It has nothing to do with what that dust is. It has to do with that dust leaving the property that is emitted from and then entering another person's property. That's when it becomes a nuisance.
I agree it's too much dust, but there are no standards.
It's more than just dust. It's things off of grain, off of technology grain, and we have problems with that. And you have a nuisance law. I'm asking about the enforcement of the nuisance law. That's all I'm asking for. The enforcement of the
nuisance. I'm telling you again for the 10th time.
Maybe not 10, but
if it was a real problem, PC&E would have already done something about it.
Who?
PC&E, ADQ now.
No, ADQ has given the regulation that you must contain this contaminant on your property. Once it leaves your...
They done something about it. They got the police power and they preempt. State
No,
law preempts.
they're not required to do that, and you know that. I'm talking about the nuisance law for the city of Dermott. I'm not talking about ADEQ. I'm talking about...
How you define a nuisance?
It's defined in your law.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's noise, like car radios. Remember
How many
that?
decibels?
Huh?
How many decibels?
We will.
That's what you get.
See, I brought this to this council for resolution, and I'm getting the same thing. There is a nuisance law, and you will hear about it some more. Thank you.
I have a question with you concerning the lawn care.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have no problem volunteering and helping out, but you gotta think about the elderly people here too.
Yeah, okay.
You know, city gonna have to put in something to help the elderly.
Yeah, we'll do that. As a matter of fact, I had anticipated on getting 3 or 4 lawnmowers and like paying hourly wage for them to mow people's yards.
What is that, can we do that? Can we work on private property?
Yeah, get more.
And about the drilling that come in, I know they had been trying to get them to come in, but it's been so much water, like on the south end, that main ditch on the south end. Well, it never really dries. You know.
It never drains.
No.
Where do we go for?
I have no idea where it is.
I get somebody out there to track it down.
But, and my other question is concerning you. Do you have a physical address here in Dermott?
Yes, ma'am. I've been living for 4 years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Everybody know that.
Where is your physical address at?
I live in Bellevue.
Okay, Bellevue.
Apartment 31.
Okay, thank you.
You go by there, I've been there 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Meeting still in order.
And so what I was saying, you were saying that other people had some things that they wanted to bring in.
Yeah.
But we already, it has been implemented, and James back there, and he did attend our meeting, our training, and he wanted to present it to the group, the citizens.
Okay.
And this is about the vegetables that's on
Okay.
Dermott's farm.
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
JT?
Well, I did the legislature, I ain't getting the, you understand, I don't want no mess. For the city of Dermott. I welcome all y'all new members on the city council, but I've been working on a project, well, I've been slaving for my wife, this is my wife's project, and we got it right at the door, okay? I want everybody to know that the 26th or the 25th of this month, we will have a team in here from Fargo for financial, for your tractor, your oil, okay, the labor. We plan on, don't hold me to it, I'm like you, Mr. Mayor. We're trying to hire 26 kids. The kid is our future.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't have my day. You understand?
Yeah.
But we need to train these young people how to work, and you come up with graders. You come up, right? Agricultural, they can go to school at A&M, you understand? This all relates back to our community. Now, this issue here, I went to Little Rock on the 7th of this month. I had to be there 8:30 to get a vendor number for this community. And this is what we need. In order to move vegetables, you got to have a vendor number, you got to have a federal ID number, and it's got to be inspected. When we get in this vegetable business, you can't go out there hair stepping and kill somebody. You got to have it documented by USDA and through the state. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Hamp.
Yeah.
And this says how to do business with the state of Arkansas. Okay? That means that the man said, I need 200 pounds of okra. I need 400 pounds of tomatoes. You understand? You do the lowest bid, you got the job. You understand? This is work. This is work, and our young people need to learn how to work. And how to promote themselves and pull their pants up. You understand? And treat the young ladies right. This is what we need in this community, real bad. Now, I'm asking you, Mr. Mayor. I know I talked to you last time.
Yeah.
Can we use the building on the 26th and the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Now, let me relate to the houses. Okay. Are you changing the list on the houses that we got up there in Fargo already?
No.
Are we going to see about them? We got 28 already on the list.
Okay, well, I'm going up on the 23rd.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there. And I want to let y'all know that y'all ain't lost. You got people out there working for this community. And Mr. Mayor gonna help us work too. You understand? Now, I don't be all in the spotlight and all that, you understand? I be in the dog working. You understand? We have got to fix this town together, and we can do it together. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All I want to say about this, we need scrap. Scrap, more scrap, to keep us together. Cooperate and participate. That's what's going on in this town. And if we put the Lord in front and tell him our problem, he said, action shall be given, knock and the door shall be open. Action shall be given. So that's what we ask for you in the community. The cooperation, and love, and prayer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. A good start tonight.
Yeah, good meeting.
Yeah, they beat me up bad back there. Well, I think I'm gonna skip the rest of this. I just like to say that I really appreciate all of you. And I really appreciate this council because I think we all have the same agenda. Let's do good things to this town. So when people come back, look at the town and they say, oh, it's almost like it used to be. We're gonna work on it. All right?
All right.
Can I get a motion for adjournment? I so move. Papa Second. Thank you for coming. Good night. The game is on.
Football game on. Football game on.